Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Not bad. We had Shane from the Sandlot and a bunch of other shit, I imagine. What are you up to like now these days and stuff, man?
Basically, right now, I live in Tampa, Florida. I own a restaurant, and that's kind of taking up all my time when I'm not traveling or trying to get back in the industry a little bit. So I'm pretty busy.
That's awesome, man. My friend and I were just talking about this, like how you seem like you have a pretty regular career, like a lot of like the Corey Feldmans and like the Macaulay Culkins and other people had like this really they're like huge child stars and they had like a lot of all this like darkness and like demons and stuff, like bad shit happened. You seem like you had good energy still and like it didn't like fuck up your life, basically.
Yeah, I'd like to think nothing really messed me up too bad. I actually did a movie with Macaulay Culkin, My Girl.
Who were you in My
I gotta
Girl?
say, he's a what?
Who'd you play in My Girl?
My character was Billy. I was in the beginning of the movie. I was one of the boys that he took to go see a dead body.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, so I
awesome.
worked with him, and he's a cool dude, but he definitely got a little mixed up. But it is what it is. I guess we're all pretty lucky that it didn't hit all of us in that weird sense.
Yeah, you started out. How old were you in The Sandlot?
I turned 10 while we were filming.
Wow, that's a great start in
Right?
film. It's like the best start ever in film, probably.
I'd like to think so. We all got pretty lucky with that. It was pretty good.
No doubt, that's like a legendary movie. I remember that. I'm 32 years old and I still love that movie, even if it's a kids movie. I still like it's like one of the best movies in the game.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, that movie's been good to us, like really good to us. It's hard to explain the impact it's had on our lives. It's pretty wild.
It's close to 25th anniversary of it too, right?
But this is the year, big time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen you guys. You're on like Fox and all this other stuff, like just killing it right now. Like,
Yeah, we started the end of April. Yeah, and then we did today's show, a couple different shows, and it's been nonstop ever since. We've been on tour, and it's I don't know, it's been good. They've been keeping us busy.
have you been meeting like a bunch of fans, pretty much? Like,
That's kind of what it is when we go to like the baseball stadiums and like went to the All-Star game and we go to Dodger Stadium and all that, and there's the game and then they usually show the movie afterwards, and we just kind of hang out with fans and meet people and enjoy that, share that moment together, and hang out with them.
what's that like? Like having being like a legend from like 10, like it's just like out the gate. You're like you're probably the dopest person like middle school or like grade school, middle school, high, like just kept it going. What was that like? Like,
It's weird because as far as the Sandlot being what I guess is the most popular thing, the thing that is the legendary thing as you put it,
yeah.
we didn't realize it was such a big deal until almost the 20th anniversary. So we filmed it when we were 10. Some of the guys were 13 when we filmed it, and we almost went 20 years. Just we still acted and did our thing, but didn't hit any major success. And that movie started to turn into something around the 18th, 19th year when we started to go to the mall and we would see our shirts, in Spencer's, and we said, what's going on? This is kind of strange. And then the 20th anniversary hit, and we were like, guys, this is special. And ever since then, especially leading up to now, it's been nonstop, and the people still love it, and it's become this pop culture thing, and we never knew it was going to be like that, but we're very, very happy and lucky it did.
That's awesome. That's cool perspective. Like not knowing, I guess, in advance. Like I guess you can't predict. In hindsight, we're all scholars, I guess. But that's crazy to think about not knowing how big a movie that'd be. That's
We would go to the mall. I mean, I speak for myself here, but I know what's happened with the other guys. But I would go to the mall, in between those years where I didn't know it was, a big deal as it was turning into a big deal. And people would, yell across the mall different lines from the movie or just, ask me about it. And I'm like, yeah, it was a movie. I did it like, 15 years ago. Cool. Glad you like it. Not knowing that it was this thing that, people share and people love and people cherish. And when it hit us, when it hit all of us, it was like a ton of bricks. We had no idea that we had made such an impact. So it's wild, man.
Does that make it easier or harder to get acting jobs like now?
I would like to say easier, but that is not the case. For myself, I haven't really tried anything serious in the last 5 years or so. I opened the restaurant, and that's kind of been taking up my time. The door's always open, and the phone's always ringing. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the part. So
Yeah.
I guess it helps you get into the room, but it doesn't seal any deals unless you're what they want. So it's still a struggle.
Yeah, I could see it being both ways. I could see it definitely like being like if I was just directing a movie and I heard like some guys from like some legendary, it can be whatever movie it is, just an awesome movie. I'd be like, yeah, I'd definitely listen. Like you said, I guess I would listen, but I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting though. You'd think they'd want people like you because then you already have fan bases and stuff rather than like some other guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel you're right, but like I always say the Harry Potter kid, Daniel Radcliffe or whatever.
Yeah.
Like logically, he should be in every movie and have top billing for everything. But after Harry Potter, he's done some good stuff, but nothing super mainstream. And it almost seems that doesn't make sense because he's got a fan base around the entire world of all ages, but he's just not bringing in the big name movies. And I'm sure it's either because he's not trying or just because they're not interested in him. And that's how the business goes, man. Nothing's given to you.
Yeah, typecasting a lot too. I can see that being the other percentage where like he's like I can see like just split in half where it'd be awesome for opportunities and also just like typecast like Zach Morris, I imagine, or something like that. Like the dude who played that probably, you know what I mean? Every interview he's just like yeah, it's Zach Morris, like
exactly. I mean, you can't ever go without being called a Harry Potter kid.
Yeah.
So some movies may not want that, So it just depends. But it definitely helps out to get the conversation started. And from that point, it's up in the air.
For sure. Do a lot of people recognize you out and stuff?
Kind of, yeah. Recently now it's been a little more dominant, especially locally around, Tampa because I did some local news stuff and it's been a little more popular here. And of course, today's show was big for us and that was nationwide. And the other night, last Saturday night, our documentary premiered on Fox Sports, and that's been pretty good for. I mean, I know it's been good for me, so I know it's been good for all the other guys too. So yeah, it's getting big again. When your face is out there, it's hard not to get called out every now and then.
Yeah, definitely, because it kind of works in like waves and cycles, I guess. With like every so often, people like remembering good movies and stuff, and they'll like and the Sandlot's a movie people will watch over and over again. Like nobody's just seen it once, probably. You know what I mean?
I've learned that like everyone's got a story with it. Either they love it and they've seen it 1,000 times, or they fell in love with it and shared it with their kids, and then they shared it with their kids, and that's kind of what I think the magic behind it. It's been keeping it going because everyone just wants to share that movie, that moment, whatever they like about it, they want to share it with other people, and that's why there's families that come to see us, and the kids who are 8 are just as big into the movie as the parents who were our age when we made it, who grew up with it. So it's very cool to see something so cross-cultural and family orientated. So
definitely, yeah, that's interesting to see. Like, it's funny seeing like Dennis Leary after that too. Like, I always forget he was in that movie. Like, I always like
he's awesome. Yeah. He's awesome.
I always forget. Okay, welcome back, man. Like, we both changed a lot since the last section, I think.
I think dramatically. I mean, I don't think you had a beard the last time.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Okay, so you own a restaurant now. You said like a pizza place.
I do. I own in Tampa, Florida. It's called Times Square Pizza Company. It's kind of like a bar or pizza shop. Yeah, if you're in Tampa or Brandon or anywhere in Central Florida, hit me up on Facebook and come say hi. But I'm there too much, but I like it. It keeps me out of trouble, and it's good. It's good to work for yourself, and I've been on the road a lot this summer, so it's been nice.
Yeah. Have you thought about stand-up comedy?
Have I thought about stand-up comedy? When I was a kid, I used to want to do stand-up comedy. I used to watch Robin Williams, and I tried out for Hook actually when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
Dude, and I so wish to this day I would have gotten that role because that obviously not just because he's a legend, but that movie's awesome.
Dude, yeah, that's a huge movie too.
And when I was a kid, I wanted to do it. Now I don't know. Now it seems like the industry's a little more in your face, a little more intense for stand up, and I think that's a very good thing. But that might not be my style. Or maybe I could just bring back some wholesome comedy.
Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever your own style. Yeah, I mean, Sinbad and some other people pull it off. I mean, Seinfeld, he's like one of the richest comedians, probably never cusses even, you know.
Good point. Yeah. Good
But
point.
I was thinking, it's like the vibe is like basically like comedy clubs are basically looking for famous people. I feel like they could be funny. So if you had like a solid 30-minute set, you'd probably just destroy marketing wise. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, that sounds good. Thank you.
Not just an idea. I was just thinking that. But brag a little bit more. Like what else? What all have you done? Like in the industry and stuff like that. Like I know I read your IMDb, but it's boring for me to repeat shit. You know, like from your perspective, like what all have you done?
Yeah. I mean, from birth, I got my first role at 3. I did a Kool-Aid commercial, and that was, I mean, you're 3 years old, so that was as cool as it could be. But from that point on, it was a lot of commercials. I did a movie with Matinee with John Goodman. I did My Girl with Macaulay and
Damn.
Dan Aykroyd and all them, and Sandlot, of course. A couple other movies here and there. Had some good luck, and then the infamous puberty hit. And then your voice starts changing, and everything starts going funky. And then I took a break for a while and never really got full head on into it anymore, but it's hard to escape when the Sandlot's on your resume, and that's very cool.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Sounds like you did like what people are like dreaming about doing. Just to have one movie and then you have like multiple movies. Like I think people would kill for that probably. Most people I talk to, anyone that wants to act or anything, it's crazy success, you know.
Yeah, thank you. I did a lot of TV also, like Clarissa Explains It All from the 90s.
I remember that show.
Yeah, a bunch of weird stuff, Swamp Things.
Who are you in that? Who are you in Clarissa Explains It All? I can't say, but
Ferguson's best friend, running mate, when he went for class president, and I was his best friend when he made the world's largest rubber band ball.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to Google that and watch that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good show. They filmed that in Orlando, so
okay,
45 minutes for me, and that was an easy gig. But yeah, I had a lot of success on TV, and it just kind of started to fade away a little bit, and then I didn't go after it so hard, and then life moves on.
There's like 5 people in America that last longer than 5 years, I think. You know what I mean? There's not that many people. I think there's just so many people are successful. So many people have awesome things going on. This country's constantly producing just great shit, you know? So it's just, it's hard. Like every 5 years, so many different shifts and 10. You're lucky enough to get it back on the backspin though. So people like celebrate looking back now, you know? Like that's huge.
We're very lucky about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something we did not expect. That's why it's so surprising to us that, we got the phone call late last year and said, hey, we're going to do a tour for the 25th anniversary. And we were like, a tour? Like we're a rock band? Because of a movie we made 25 years ago? And they're like, yeah, people love it. And we said, okay, cool, let's do it. And here we are, man. So, yeah, it's wild.
That's a great perspective on it, too. That, like, a movie you made so long ago still has such an impact. That's an interesting. I never thought about that angle. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, the director says whatever magic we caught, he wishes he could bottle it and sell, because then we'd all never be heard from again.
Yeah.
We'd all be millionaires. But that kind of, whatever he caught, however you want to explain it, when he filmed the movie, to make it so impactful on society. And it's very rare a movie can capture that. Even movies like The Goonies and other baseball movies in the 90s, like Rookie of the Year, that we get compared to sometimes.
Yeah.
They're obviously very good, and people still watch them. But something is different about The Sandlot, and it's not anything I did or he did particularly. It's just the group effort that went into that, and everyone can relate to it. And I don't know, man.
It covered like a time in everyone's life, I think. Like everybody remembers playing baseball with their friends as a kid, or like a sport at the very least, you know? I think it covers that, just like the innocence of childhood, kind of, and like has a decent storyline, and then again Dennis Leary for some reason, you know, that's like the only wholesome role. Yeah, holy shit, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it did. That's what like you could probably make movies off your contacts though too, like being who you are. You probably know so many fucking people. You could probably get like 5 fucking famous people together and shoot a movie, you know, or a TV show or something too.
Dude, there's there's some things going around that I think later this year or beginning of next year regarding a TV show will be announced, and it's nothing is for sure, but we're keeping our fingers crossed. There's something big coming along. But
that's awesome, man. Yeah, sounds like you're not hurting owning a restaurant right now. Anyway, like something like you,
right?
Like you're living like 5 American dreams right now. I think like.
I'm trying, man. I knew when I was young I didn't want to work for anyone else. I wanted to try to do my own thing and be successful in that capacity. And I definitely had help. Family and friends were always in my corner helping me and pushing me. But, once I got established, it was, on my own. It was hard work, but it's working out, man. Don't give up. That's the goal.
That started at 3 too, which is great. Like it's like out the gate swinging,
I'm trying, man. I think I can blame my mom a lot for that too, and I say that in a good way. But at 3 years old, to be fair, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have no idea. You tell me to walk over there, I'll walk over there. I might cry. I don't know. But 3 years old, she got me a job, got me an agent, and I got a commercial. And she said I did good at it, and the agent said I did good at it. I had no clue, but they kept pushing me back then when I was 3 years old. Some people may say that was weird or not right for a 3-year-old. I get it. But in this instance, it worked out. And, I got lucky, and life is good.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the second episode of the show, man. It's fucking awesome to start like this. Like fucking having badass people like yourself on here, and I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Dude, man, thanks for having me. Good luck. It's a cool thing you got going on here. So, yeah.
Thanks,
and
man.
that beard, bro. That beard's killer.